While the man stared intently at Jiang, his body started emitting a strong green aura. The people around came closer, and even though the man was quite far away, they could feel his strong aura. They started wondering what level of awakening he was looking at, what he was talking about. To Jiang Chen, they began to wonder if there was some kind of conflict. The man started to look at Zhang's eyes, and after seeing this, he became a bit nervous, because strangely this man had been pressing Zhang for some time without saying a word, and she didn't know if he was testing her. Just then the mother insect appeared, licking her finger. He approached Zhang, and with a deadly glare towards the man, he told Jiang that this man was a threat to him. To him, the man looked delicious, and he wanted to devour him. Jiang panicked and knew something was wrong. His suspicion was not wrong, because several warning windows from the system appeared. The mother insect had detected a threat to Zhang. The system assumed that the man would provide a high value to devour, and the mother insect would started devouring it. Yang's body began to emit a powerful aura that began to spread in all directions. He immediately realized something was wrong, because now Little Nine had detected the threat, and he was about to start attacking Jiang's body. The powerful aura reached the students who previously mocked him. They started to cover their faces with their hands and wondered why Zhang was cold and sinister. Aura Zhang became angry with a murderous look. He started to look into the man's eyes. He realized that when devouring, his score was low. The aggressiveness of the mother insect increased. To prevent this from happening, he needed to find some monsters for Little Nine to eat as soon as possible. Seeing the powerful aura radiating from Zhang, the man started to smile. And after seeing the man's smile, Jiang quickly realized that he wanted to test his strength, but accidentally activated the main insects. The good thing is that Zhang is still able to suppress the mother insect without hesitation. Zhang presses the mother insect and the system window appears. He has temporarily suppressed the mother insect and devoured it. The value is low, so that this does not happen again. Jiang must start by devouring and breeding the mother insect as quickly as possible. While the man put his hand in his jacket pocket, he started looking at Zhang and couldn't help but say congratulations. Even though Zhang had just completed his awakening, he was already able to face the man's test and even counterattack. The man told Zhang that he deserved a divine awakening, and he also added that his future is boundless. Zhang just kept quiet, listening. He felt relieved as he had not caught. He approached the man, and while looking into his eyes, asked who he was. The man started to smile, then stretched out his hand and introduced himself as Jiang, leader of the Night Watch. He admired Jiang's strength and asked if he wanted to join them. After hearing this, Zhang was surprised because he did not expect a gang. Jai becomes part of the Night Watch. The Night Watch is an organization specially tasked by Zia to fight against demons and beast hordes. Whenever there is a beast tide or a new secret world or dungeon has been generated, the Night Watch will always be the first to investigate or eliminate them outright. Due to the constant fighting in frontline, the death rate of Night Watches is very high, and most people avoid it. But for Zhang, it is different. The insect mother must continue to devour the flesh and blood of the monsters to accumulate the devouring value and produce the current offspring. Jiang needs the opportunity to face the big monsters, and after the devouring value is completed, the mother insect will start reproducing, and no one knows how much commotion she will cause. For this reason, the wild is a good place for the mother insect to breed. As long as Jiang joins the Night Watch, whether by devouring or reproducing, the risks they pose can be easily overcome. While Zhang was looking at Jai's gang hands, he couldn't help but smile, because the Night Watch organization was perfect for him. After hearing this, Jai's gang forced a smile at Zhang and told him that all the rumors about the Night Watch were over to prevent Zhang from rejecting the offer. Chen Jai tells him that as long as he is willing to join them, he would receive comprehensive training. Due to his divine rank, his resources were invaluable for the Night Watch. Without a second thought, Jiang shook hands with Jai's gang and called him leader, telling him that there was no need for further explanation. Zhang starts to look Jai's gang in the eyes and tells him that in order to restore the glory of the Night Watch, their generation must not shy away from their duty. After saying this, he explains to Jai's gang that he is willing to join the Night Watch. After hearing this, Jai's gang becomes a bit confused as to what he did. Not knowing if Zhang plans to rely on them for insect breeding, Jia gang is shocked and asks Jiang if this is true. Before Jiang can answer his question, the mother insect appears and starts sending Windows system notifications to Jiang. He is very angry. He explains to Jiang that he is not happy with this because he wanted to beat the man. After saying this, he started telling him that he was very hungry. After hearing this, he became nervous, closed his eyes, and told Ji Gang that what he said was true. After saying this, he left, saying he had an important task to do. He started to distance himself from the gang, slightly turned towards him, waved his hand, and told him that in 3 days he will be on time present at the night watch headquarters. Gang just turned his head towards him and remained silent. He probably thought this would be more complicated. He didn't expect it to be as simple that he forgot to ask Jiang what hidden profession he had. Just then 2 men fell from the sky and landed near Gang Ji. One of them was the 8th elder of the martial arts academy. Jiang Jai turned towards them and told the elder that if he was here to snatch people from the night watch, so he came late. The old man approached him, and while looking into his eyes with a surprised expression, asked if he planned to let a divine rank awakener of the creation category join the night watch only to die. After hearing this, Jay's gang realized that Jiang had a divine rank creation class. At the same time, Jiang went to the city. A man named Uncle Wang asked him if he was the one causing a phenomenon in the main city. Jiang answered yes. A woman with purple hair approached Uncle Wang. He put his hands on her waist and asked her to lower her voice or she could die if someone looking for trouble came. Uncle Wang put his hands behind his head, closed his eyes, and started laughing. He told her that he always talks non-stop. Jay approaches them, closes his eyes, and while smiling, he convinces Uncle Wang not to worry because this is not something to be ashamed of. Uncle Wang turns towards Jiang and tells him that although the creation category cannot be fought, he has heard that the company always cultivates plants spiritually, which requires people from the creative category. He tells Jiang that if his parents were here, they would be very proud of him. For all these years, Jiang was able to survive thanks to the support of everyone who lives in the same building as him. While smiling, he tells them all that he will not forget them in the future. Uncle Wang asked him not to worry about these small things. He also added that Jiang had arrived at the right time as they were going to the entry-level secret realm to get some equipment. Uncle Wang wanted Jiang to join them and level up together. Jiang accepted the proposal and thanked Uncle Wang at that time. The system message appeared because he had completed the team formation a few minutes later. Jiang and the others crossed the portal and entered the secret world. While Jiang's hand was in his jacket pocket, he started looking around and started wondering if this was really the interior. From the secret realm at that moment, the torch of the secret realm lit up. Because the matching was completed, all the monsters inside started to look towards Jiang and the others. This secret realm, called the Temple of the Dead, is rank SKU1, and currently it is being opened. The secret realm guarantees a drop rate of 100% for items and equipment. Experience points will be calculated after completing the secret realm. Voluntarily leaving halfway means giving up on experience and equipment. Uncle Wang became somewhat nervous when he realized that these monsters were the undead army. He began to wonder why the secret realm system matched them to the dungeon of this level. Jiang started to look at the undead army and realized that this secret realm would not be easy to deal with. A girl with purple hair approached them and explained to Uncle Wang that because Jiang was a god rank awakened, the heavenly system had assigned them a higher level secret realm. Uncle Wang slightly turned towards him and reminded him that Jiang Chen had awakened in the creation category. The brown-haired girl also approached Uncle Wang, and while looking at the undead soldiers, she asked him why they didn't leave the secret realm before he finished speaking. Uncle Wang interrupted him. He begins to remove his sword and tells everyone that there is no problem because they did not discover any secrets. This level of nature every day. He also added that this time, thanks to having Jiang with them, they will get lucky and get some great equipment. Seeing Uncle Wang let go of his sword angered the undead soldiers. Uncle Wang gathered momentum, and while advancing towards the monsters, he asked Jiang to back off a little because these undead soldiers were more dangerous than the average C-rank monsters. Uncle Wang asked Jiang to stay behind while they advanced towards the core of the dungeon. First, Uncle Wang attacked one of the undead soldiers with his sword, giving a strong blow to his head. He looked back and asked Zai to quickly improve his talent. After hearing this, Zai clenched his fists, his hands, and activated his power, causing Uncle Wang's talent to increase thanks to this enhancement. Uncle Wang ended the life of the monster's undead warriors while Uncle Wang and the others were fighting full of wounds, but Xie always supported him. He had heard that he became an adventurer because he was forced to heal his brother's eyes when he looked at Uncle Wang and the others. He thought about getting stronger quickly, and when he got the money right, thanking them while he was distracted, the mother bug started to manifest. Himself, he put his hand under his chin, and while looking at the corpse of the undead soldier, he told Jiang that there are many monsters covered in blood here, and he wants to devour them. While Zhang's hand was in his trouser pocket, he turned his body towards the undead soldier. Corpse and started to smile. He thought that Little Nine had detected the corpse. Considering this situation, Zhang decided to test Little Nine's abilities first. He stretched his arms to the side and used a level 1 poison barrier skill called Corrosion. A poison mist appeared on his body. Palm and he ordered Little Nine to devour the corpses of the undead warriors. He thanked him and the poison mist began to move towards the corpses and slowly began to devour them. In seconds, the corpses of the monsters began to disappear. Jiang realized that the corpses of the monsters corroded as soon as they came into contact with the poisonous mist. After seeing this, Zhang was sure that Little Nine's poisonous mist was very strong. After Little Nine devoured the corpse, its devouring value rose to 10 points. The monster's level was too low, causing the growth rate to become slow, so Little Nine needed to devour more monsters while Zhang had one hand in his pocket. He slightly looked back and thought that Uncle Wang and the other two were really partners who had worked together for so many years in such a short time. Had already advanced into the depths of the dungeon because poisonous mist was a dangerous skill and Zhang still couldn't control it accurately. It was still possible for accidental injuries to avoid it. Zhang decided to follow Uncle Wang and the others from behind and guard him. Corpses of monsters at that moment. Little Nine caught his attention. He told Jiang that he felt something. Jiang turned his head to the side and saw more monsters starting to emerge from the ground. Small Mind told him that he felt freshness and blood. In that direction, these monsters were Shadow Scouts level 10. They have strength 20 points, agility 15 points, defense 10 points, and stamina 5 points. These monsters hide in the shadows to hunt weaker stragglers. While Zhang is staring at the scout monster's shadow, he started to wonder if his name was Red because its level was much higher than his, but in terms of attributes, these monsters were completely inferior to Zhang, who had a skill increase. United Zhang's statistics window appeared. He had a level 1 devour value. His identity was Ruler Insect. His job is God level Spiritual Master, and he has 3 level 1 talents called Growth of All Things, Divine Evolution, Ancestral Tree of All Things. Zhang Mother Insect, named Little 19, or so known as 9 Poisons Wings. He has Natural Nature Disaster level. He does not have any equipment. He has 35 points in Strength, 31 in Agility, 27 in Endurance, and 20 in Constitution. His combat power score is 41 stars. Currently, he has 2 active passive abilities called Experience Return and Attribute Increase. The current devour value is 100 and current experience is 0. Zhang decided to test his skills. He reached out to one side and gave Little Nine an order to turn into poisonous mist and follow him. He listened to it, and it turned into a poisonous mist, which started to stick to the ground. At that moment, the monster called Shadow Lurker started to advance quickly towards Zhang. He brought his hand closer to his face, and as his hand released the poison from Little Nine, he started to stare at the monster for a few seconds. Then he started running towards them. After seeing this, the monsters tried to attack Zhang, but he dodged their attacks and in the process touched their bodies with his hands, infecting them with poisonous mist. The monsters started looking towards the part of the body where Zhang touched them, and after seeing the poisonous mist, they became confused. While Zhang was staring at the monsters, he stretched out his hands towards them. then clenched his fists tightly and started smiling at that moment. Little Nine's poisonous mist got thicker and slowly started to corrode the bodies of the monsters, gradually destroying them. Jiang just turned his head towards the monsters and remained silent, watching. At that time, some Windows system appeared, and he got 200 special price. While Jiang was looking at the corpses of the monsters, he thought that they were no match for him. He started to smile when he saw that his devour value was also increasing rapidly. As he was deep in thought, Little Nine appears and tells him that more blood food has appeared behind them. More Shadow Scout monsters are starting to appear. Jay just put his hands in his pockets and remained silent without making any movement. Then he turned towards the monsters, and while staring at them intently, he felt worried for Uncle Wang and the others. When he realized that there were actually many hidden monsters in the prison underground, he decided to quickly finish off these monsters to check how Uncle Wang and the others were doing. He asked Little Nine if he could face the monster. Little by little, it started to manifest itself through poisonous mist. While looking at the monster, he stretched out his hands towards them and asked Jiang to leave them in his hands. All these monsters are small prey.